Good morning. I am in my garden at my bakery, and sometimes we let things really just sort of grow and be wild and do what they want to do. I have some planters that I build from recycled bricks that I found in the garden, and here you see I've prepared a bed, and we recycle a lot of our fruit when we have apple peel and apple core and lemon rind and sometimes coffee, but coffee's a little acidic for soil. And most of the soil, of course, here in Southern California is sand, but I have beautiful dark rich soil now because the soil that's in this tank, I probably have a cubic meter, which is quite a bit, is made from sand and things that break down. And we like to let the garden go wild because there are not enough wild spaces anymore in the city. So it's just a nice day. I thought I would put up some pictures of the garden, which is pretty. This is a Einschirmer apple tree, and we get about 90 pounds a year of apples. And that helps us augment our expenses when we make apple pie. This is a butterfly bush. This variety is called Golden Dewdrop. And the butterflies and the bees and the hummingbirds really like the purple flowers. And above the garden we have a magnificent Chilean mesquite tree, which I planted when it was only 9 feet tall about 6.5 years ago. And it's become enormous. And when we prune it, we have mesquite, and we use that for smoking or grilling vegetables. This is an old Chinese water pot, and it leaks a little. And what I've done is I rescued a broken branch from my rosemary tree, and I've planted it into sand. And it's made it has such a beautiful shape, and it's a very old branch. It's like 100 years old. And we finally finished the pathway where we have the side door for my entrance into my shop. So we have the bakery case and some goodies. And I've put a lot of my antique pottery and antique glass up because it's nice and it makes it sort of feel like home. And I spend so much time here that I guess it is my home. I made this bench, and it's nice for big guys. I'm 6'4" and I weigh 245 pounds, so it's nice to have a high bench to sit on where my legs aren't, all folded up. I have my camel. And then this is the rosemary tree. And this rosemary tree was always in the garden. And this is just my recycling pot. Let me move it. There we go. And I made the brick planter to protect the root ball because the rose vine and the rosemary tree had grown over the top of the trash that was in here. So we finally moved 3 tons of pea gravel, and it makes this very nice. I made those stepping stones, and my son and I built this arbor because we realized one of the reasons we had to really put a lot of effort this year into rebuilding and repainting the fence, because the fence butts up the exterior wall of the public sidewalk. And it's a good fence. It's just over 6 foot tall. But the rosemary is very happy because we built this arbor, and the rose vine goes through it. And when it's in full bloom, it's quite amazing. And we can walk down this nice pathway. There's lots of room. And this is my cabinet that a friend gave me. And we store our yoga mats and our beach blankets and towels and our meditation pillows inside. It's very nice. And the Chenin Blanc likes the the cabinet. It gives it room to grow. And you can see how this beautiful Chilean mesquite tree gives our garden the shade, because it's going to be 95 degrees today. And there's an angel that belonged to my mother, and the arm is behind it on the ground because it keeps breaking off. And then I have another angel up on the roof. See there? And this is an old Western front building that was built in 1910. And somebody gave me a pie keep, but we don't use ceramic pie keeps from China. And it was pretty. I didn't want to throw it out, or didn't want to say no thank you, because it was a gift. And I decided that it would make a good sign for the side of the building, maybe for people who can't read. And then they go, oh, there's a pie shop. And the hummingbirds emptied the hummingbird feeder last night. That had 2.5 inches, and it's gone. So I have to refill that. I have fresh food. And then I have a little glass dish for the birds, and they like to take a bath. And so what I do is, it gets to the point where we have to do some weeding, because now we want to, maybe have a friend over for dinner. So I'm going to pull these chairs up, and I'll selectively remove some of the weeds that are very pervasive. And some of the weeds, obviously, we want to flourish. And we have lots of peppermint and spearmint and Chinese chive. We have pheasant foot geranium and oxalis. And then we have a California papyrus grass. It's not proper Egyptian papyrus, but I suppose if you wanted to, you could make paper scrolls. And then in the garden, we have lots of these. My son makes these. I think they're beautiful. And it's from the grapevine. When we pick the grapes, and then we wait until the fall, we prune our Chenin Blanc back, and he makes very beautiful wreaths. And we can sell them, and we put dry flowers and herbs in them, and people buy them, and that's extra money for my son. And it's kind of a mess a little bit, but we've had lots of company over, and we were doing a meditation a couple days ago, and we just sort of left everything out. Normally we put the cushions away because, everything is so expensive. And this is Allie. She's our bakery kitty, and she loves to have naps, a lot of naps. And things are looking nice. I like the morning sunshine, and it lights up all the geodes and the broken crystals that we find when we go hiking, and the fossils, and the lingam stones, and the driftwood. So it's going to be a beautiful day, and we just want to make sure that we stay connected to Mother Nature and to Gaia, and to send her our love, to let her know that we have lots of space here in the city down at the beach for all of the little creatures. Good morning. Good morning. And we have one of my little friends here. Let's see if we can see him. Let's see if we can see him. There he is, right there. There we go. Well, I can't focus, but he's come out to say hello. I hope all of you have a beautiful day, and find some way to connect to Mother Nature and to all the little creatures that you have in your garden. Have a beautiful day. I love you very much. Bye.